So how can you make $5,000 per month and even more as an online coach so you can finally quit your 9-to-5 job and work full-time on your passion? And if possible, how can we make this happen in 90 days or less? That's exactly what we're going to break down in today's video, step by step. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you listen to me? My name is Fred, and I went from struggling financially over 5 years ago to building a profitable consulting business and making over $1,000 per day in profit in my early 20s. So I'm literally going to be sharing with you the industry secrets that have allowed me to make this possible. So I suggest you grab a notebook and a pen because this stuff is true gold and I'm not going to hold anything back. Now, why pick coaching as a business model? There's plenty of different business models out there on the internet. You could do dropshipping, affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA. You could even invest into crypto or these kinds of things. So why pick coaching specifically? Well, to be honest with you, I've tried countless business models before I found any success online, and I always failed until I transitioned into consulting, meaning services and coaching. And coaching is probably one of the most enjoyable and easiest business models to make a lot of profit and change people's lives positively. Now you may wonder, okay, great, but why? It's for the following reasons. First, this business model has very high profit margins. And the reason for that is we have very few costs associated with running or starting a coaching business because we use free social media content to attract our ideal customers to us. So we'll talk more about that and how it works and why we do it in just a few minutes. But for now, what you need to understand is that with this business model, we are able to have up to 98% profit margins. Honestly, I challenge you to find any other business model that allows you to have such high profit margins, because you will not find one. And even when you scale things up and you start to build a team, you will still retain extremely high profit margins. And at the end of the day, what really matters, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Plenty of dropshippers can talk to you about impressive numbers all day long, but most of it isn't profit. So I don't know what you think, but I would much rather make $200,000 and keep all of it as opposed to making $1 million, but I only keep $100,000. Because at the end of the day, you don't go ahead and buy your groceries or buy your clothes or travel with how much money you've made in revenue. You buy it with profit after tax. So that's all that matters. What really matters is how much money you get in your pocket. And so plenty of business models can promise you the world and be very exciting. Oh wow, making $1 million, but then you barely keep anything. But with a coaching business, if you made $1 million, you would get to keep most of it. The other big pro of this business model is the high unitary gain. So what does that mean in very simple English? Unitary gain is how much money you make per client or per unique transaction. So since we solve painful problems for people, we charge high ticket prices. That means anywhere from $1,000 up to $5,000. And to be honest with you, I know some coaching offers that sell for $10,000, even $36,000 per year. So it really depends on what you're selling exactly and to who you're selling it. Because if you sell to people with money, you can charge higher ticket prices and provide them a higher amount of value. To give you an example, people buy $300,000 cars, when technically speaking, it's still just a car, you know? It goes from point A to point B, whether it's a Toyota, a Fiat Mini, or a Rolls Royce. But people are gonna buy the Rolls Royce instead of the Toyota or the Fiat Mini for everything that's associated to it. The status, the power, the feeling of excellence, of being unique, belonging to a group of high net worth individuals, exclusivity. You never just buy the thing itself. You buy everything around it and what it allows you to do, how it allows you to feel. Now, since you charge high ticket prices, the other pro of coaching is that you get more committed customers, higher quality customers, because in my experience, the people who pay the least, they are the most troublesome. They're the most likely to become nightmare customers, meaning they want everything with no effort and they expect all of your time, like they want to call you in the middle of the night. They're horrible to deal with. And most of the time, these people are gonna be the people who pay the least amount of money, ironically. Now, this business model is also extremely scalable because delivery is easy compared to other business models. Like when you sell services, you have to do all the work for the client. But when you're doing coaching, you're teaching your client how to do it. So it's also their responsibility to put in the work. If they don't put in the work, they're not gonna get results, but it's not on you. So first, you can start with one-on-one coaching for your first 5 to 10 customers, and then you move on to group coaching, and then you can build an online training program and give people private accountability, private support, or weekly Q&A calls. And that's how you scale your coaching business massively and go from 5K a month to 100K per month. So now that you know why coaching is the best business model ever, it's time to find your niche. So remember, a niche is a group of people that has very specific problems and pain points, and they also have very specific desires and goals. So in the past, people used to think a niche was just, well, real estate agents, plumbers, solar companies, and that was more tailored for service offers. But a niche, it's more than that. So instead of being real estate agents, it would be real estate agents who want to get more leads, or it could be people who want to start investing in real estate to make money on the side. So it's always about a specific type of person wanting to get a specific outcome and to avoid a problem or a pain. To give you an example, your offer could be, I help people to get in shape without having to spend hours in the gym or give up on their favorite foods. That is a very powerful offer. So to be able to pick your niche, ideally, you would be a part of your niche yourself. To give you an example, the reason why I help people to start a profitable consulting business is because that's exactly what I know how to do. And growing up in the lower middle class, my entire obsession during my youth, during my teenage years, it was to become wealthy through an online business. So I know all the pain points and all the desires of my market. That's why it makes sense for me to literally be in that market as opposed to selling any other kind of offer. I could be selling a fitness offer. I could be selling plenty of different offers, but I choose to do this specifically for the reason that I am in my market, and it's always been my biggest obsession. Now, a lot of people, they think that in order to start a coaching business, they need to be experts, but that's not necessarily the case. To give you an example, a lot of people, they want to learn to play the guitar. And so if we were to give a beginner guitarist Jimi Hendrix as a teacher, Jimi Hendrix is so advanced, he'd probably struggle to even teach a beginner like the basics, because it's been such a long time he's been a beginner, he's forgotten a lot of the struggles of beginners. But you, if you're just a step ahead, you know how to play songs decently because you've been playing the guitar for a few years, while most people, to be honest, they just want to play the guitar to impress their friends and family and to know a few songs. They're not looking to become pros. So with that analogy, that metaphor, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you don't need to be number one or the best in order to have a profitable coaching business. You just need to be one step ahead of your ideal client. Now, if you don't have a niche right now, do not let this stop you. Just figure out something that you're interested in and become obsessed with it. Read all the books on the subject, watch all the videos and all the podcasts about it. Really try to understand your niche, what they want and why they want it, what problems they're facing, and see how you could help them. And I can guarantee right now that there's at least one thing that you have an interest in, or one thing that you've done in your life that you could help other people to do as well, but you just don't realize it at the moment. So now that you know why coaching is the best business, now that you have your niche, it's time to craft your own irresistible offer. So to be able to craft your offer, you need to have the four following elements. The first element is that you need to figure out what is the desire of your niche. Otherwise, you cannot come up with an offer, because the goal of your offer is to show people how you can help them to get exactly what they want. So that's step number one. The other element when it comes to creating an offer is how likely it is for your client to obtain the outcome that they want. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy or how likely would it be for your client to obtain the result that they want? The third step is the time frame. How long will it take your client to obtain the result that they want? If they wanted to lose 20 pounds, how long would it take? How many weeks? How many months? Write it down. The next element after that is the effort and sacrifice. Ideally, the easier your process is to follow, because people are lazy, they want the quickest results possible with the least amount of work and effort as possible. So how can you really make this as easy as possible for your clients to get the result that they want? Let me give you an example to really make this clear. If you're doing fitness coaching, your offer could be something like, I help busy executives and entrepreneurs to get in shape without having to spend hours in the gym and without having to sacrifice the foods that they love. That is an extremely powerful offer because the likelihood of success is high and the sacrifice and effort required seems pretty low. So it's a very attractive offer. Now, to go into the deliverables of the offer, at first you could be doing a 6-week coaching program and you do one-on-one coaching. Then when you get your first 5 to 10 clients, you move on to a group coaching. It could be a 6-week program or a 12-week program, just to give you a rough idea. Now, to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to share with you everything I did step by step to build a profitable consulting that makes me upwards of $1,000 per day in profit. And I'm also going to reveal the only 3 things you need to focus on if you want to make serious money with your own consulting business. I will leave the link in the description below, or you can directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. Now that you have your niche, your offer, how do you get customers? If you remember what I said earlier in this video, we use social media to get customers, to attract our ideal customer avatar to us. So why do we do this? Content is free advertising. Most people, when they take a look at the social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, or anything else, or any other platform, they just see it as a medium of entertainment. However, if you're a business owner, you look at social media completely differently. To give you an example, if you're in the fitness industry and you were to make a video on how to do your first pull-ups, for example, you would post it on Instagram, YouTube, and let's say TikTok. The algorithm would then show your video to your ideal customers, people who want what you have to offer, people who are in the fitness niche and need your help and your advice. And then you can tell these people, well, look, if you like what you hear, you can book a call with me and I'll ask ask you some questions and I will see if I can actually help you. And if on the call you figure out that you can help these people, you want to make them an offer. Now the step that comes after that is actually appointment setting. Now you're starting to make targeted content to attract your ideal customers. What do you do next? A certain percentage of people, they will watch your content and then they will go ahead and take action and book a call with you to learn more. But most people will not, because most people are passive, most people stay inactive. But that's why we want to reach out to all the people that drop us a follow, a like or a comment on multiple social media platforms. And the best platform to do that, it's actually Instagram. And basically we want to simply have a conversation with people. We don't want to sound robotic, but we're still going to follow a script to ask people a few questions to see whether or not they could actually benefit from what we have to offer. And if we see that they're qualified for our offer, we want to tell them, hey look, I'd love to continue this conversation on a quick Zoom meeting. When would you be available in the next coming days? And then you pinpoint a date and time and you send them the link to book a call. So the next step after that is the call. So on that call, we want to follow a precise framework. We want to ask the lead some questions to figure out if we could actually help them or not. And when we get to the end of the call, if we explain our solution and we know we can help them, we want to make them an offer to work with us and to be coached by us. And that's when you'll tell people your pricing and how it works. Some people will buy, some people won't. But on these calls, on average, you can convert 25 to 30% of people into paying customers. So if you speak to 100 people, you can get 20 to 30 customers. So if you sell an offer for $1,000, that's $20,000 to $30,000. And if your offer is more expensive, let's say $2,000, that's double. So as you can see, with just a few customers, you can already be making 100K per year, 200K per year, and be in the top 1% of earners in the world, while at the same time making a living doing what you love, helping people to solve painful problems and to have a profound impact in their lives. So I love this business model. It's the most gratifying business ever, and it's insane. Now, how do you actually go about delivering your coaching services to your client? Well, at first, it's best that you start with one-on-one coaching for your first 5 to 10 customers, and then you move on to group coaching to be able to take on more customers and to help people better. Because sometimes people don't know what question to ask you, but when they hear somebody else ask a question, you could give them the answer and it answers their own problem even though they didn't even think about this question in the first place. And then to scale even further and to help even more people, you want to build an online training program and offer customized support to people. But you don't want to skip around these steps, because if you don't do the one-on-one coaching and the group coaching, you won't receive enough feedback from people to know exactly what you need to include in the training program. So work your way through these steps sequentially, and before you realize it, you'll be making a lot of money doing exactly what you love, helping people to change their lives. It's genuinely the best business model ever. Now look, it's time for you to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos, but doing this will not make you more money directly, because you're not taking action, you're being passive. But if you are part of that minority of ambitious individuals who's committed to building a business so you can become financially free, I invite you to check out the free resources in the description below, or to directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower more ambitious people to become financially free. And to thank you, when we get to 100,000 subs, I will be giving away $10,000.